Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. In the continuation series of our chemistry education, what are we going to be learning today? Before we go further, please, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you'll be able to see all the subsequent topics which I have done in chemistry. Okay, just go to my YouTube channel like we are doing now. Just press the button, subscribe. You see all my other videos. So what do you have today? We are going to be looking at chemical combination, otherwise called chemical bonding. Chemical combination or chemical bonding. What do we call chemical bonding? From our learning objective, our learning objective shows that first of all, we are going to be looking at what is chemical bonding. Number two, what is electrovalent or ionic bonding. We now look at what formation of ionic compound or electrovalent compound, and lastly, we'll be looking at characteristics and properties of ionic compound. These are our four learning objectives. So let's go over them. First of all, let's take the first one. What do we call chemical bonding? Chemical bonding is just the information whereby bond and being formed between atoms. Bond and being formed between atoms, whereby a bond can be transferred from one atom to another atom, or another way, whereby electrons can be shared. Electrons can be shared between elements. So sharing of electrons, and another one is called what? Transfer of electrons from one atom to another. But what are you going to be looking at today? We'll be looking at electrovalent or ionic bonding. Electrovalent or ionic bonding. Okay, so let's take it for the first objective. I will say that. So what is electrovalent or ionic bonding? Electrovalent bonding, or otherwise called ionic bond, is just what? Transfer of electrons from one atom to another. So electrons are being transferred from one atom to another. Is that clear? So when you say transfer of electrons, one atom is going to lose electron, which is called donor. Another one is going to accept electrons, called acceptor. So electron is going to lose from one atom, which is called donor, and is going to be accepted by another atom called acceptor. Why all these things? Reason is that each of these atoms tend to achieve what is called what? Stable configuration. Stable configuration. So when one atom loses electron, the valence electron, atom's electron, is going to form a stable configuration. Another one, when it accepts another electron, is going to achieve what's called stable configuration. So at the end of the day, the atoms that are involved form what? A stable configuration. So in a nutshell, electrovalent bonding or ionic bonding involves transfer of electrons from one atom to another. Now, having said that, let us now look at our third learning object called formation of ionic compound. Formation of ionic compound or electrovalent compound. How are these compounds being formed? Example of them is what? Formation of sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is being formed due to what? Electrovalent bonding. Sodium chloride is being formed due to electrovalent bonding. Example, when sodium chloride is going to be formed, sodium atom, okay? Sodium atom have configuration of 281, and then what? The other atom, chlorine atom, have 287. Since atomic number of sodium is 11, so when you now put it into shell, it's going to be 281. Chlorine, the atomic number is what? 17. If you put it into shell, KNM shell, 287. So by the time you add it, you have what? 17. Now, when you want to form a bond now, the sodium atom, being the metal, is one that is going to what? Loses electrons. Where the chlorine is going to what? Accept the electron. So sodium is the donor of electron, chlorine is what? Acceptor of electron. So when sodium atom loses electron, it's going to form what? 281. 281. This atom's one has been donated. And chlorine, when you form chloride ion, it accepted one. So the one that sodium loses is going to be accepted by chlorine. Chlorine ion will not be called 288. You see one thing, we have ions being formed here. Ions is that's called the ionic bond. At the end of the day, ions is being formed when atom loses or when another atoms gain. So we now have 28 and then what? 288. You can see they have achieved what's called stable configuration, 28 and 288. Okay? Now having said that, if you want to write the equation equations of this expression, formation. The equation is going to look like this. Sodium atom is going to use a form of sodium ion. And our chlorine atom is going to gain electrons to form what? Chlorine ions. So you can see that sodium loses, chlorine do what? Gain. So summary, addition of the two equations now have NaCl give me what? Electrons cancel. I will now have Na plus Cl minus. So that's what we are having. According to which, what about the diagrams? If you look at the diagrams, the diagramical expression of the expression of sodium 2, 8, 1, you have something like this: electrons, K shell, L shell, okay, sodium atom, okay. And about chlorine, we have chlorine like 2, 8, 7, 2 electrons, okay, 8, okay. Then I have 7 like this. Now, so this is what? Chlorine atom, okay. Sodium atom, let me write it down so you can be able to see very well. And then chlorine atom. So by the time they now form, sodium transfers its atoms to chlorine. Sodium will have reduced the word 2, 8 that we have drawn here. 2, 8. You can see 2, 8. That is very, very well. Na plus, and then what? Chlorine ions 2, okay, 8 like this. 2, 8, 8. So based on what we have there, 2, 8, 8. That's from what? You can see that this one that sodium loses is one we are having here. It has come 2, 8, 8. So this is the equation of the expression. And this is what? Diagrammatical expression. The diagram. That is. So this is how electrovalent is being formed. And then lastly, on our lab learning objective, what about the characteristics? Characteristics or properties of ionic bond. One of them is that 1, they have characteristics. Let's put it down. Characteristics or properties. Properties of ionic compound. What do you see with them? So at least you know what two things about them. One of them is that they have high melting points. Yes, high melting and high boiling points. High boiling points. High melting point and high boiling point. Why do you say high melting point and high boiling point? The reason is that if you look at the bond in electrovalent bond is very, very strong. So the force that's going to require to break it has to be very, very high. So it takes a lot of high temperature before the bond in the electrovalent compound or ionic compound can be broken down. So that's why they have high melting point and high boiling point. Number 2 is that they are soluble or they dissolve. They dissolve or soluble in water or polar solvent. They are soluble in water or polar solvent. They are soluble in water or dissolved in polar solvent. That's number 2. Now, number 3 again is that they are good conductor of electricity. They are good conductor of electricity. That is, they are electrolytes. They are electrolytes. And electrolytes are liquid conductor. They are the material that can conduct electricity in molten state. So when electrovalent compound, like I've said in number 2, they can dissolve in water. When they dissolve in water, they have the ability to conduct electricity, make them to be an electrolyte. And electrolytes are liquid conductor. They are the substance that dissolves in solution in water and have the ability to conduct electricity. So these are all we have for us today. So in our objective to be able to achieve that, we talk about what is chemical bonding, which involve what? The formation or forming a compound whereby some atom loses electrons, another one gain, or a process whereby electrons are being shared, which we later on discuss. That's another covalent bond. But today we talk of electrovalent, which is what transfer of electrons from one atom to another. We transfer valence electrons from one atom to another. And we have talked about what the formation, how ionic compounds are being formed. Thirdly, we talk about characteristics of ionic compound. So we are able to achieve our learning objective. I hope with this what we have discussed, you can be able to gain most of these things. So go over what we have discussed today, so that in the subsequent mission we are going to talk about another types of bond called covalent bond, which is another form of strong bond. So in my next channel, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you see more other things. So in the last one, I will just say that please remain chemically intelligent. Bye bye.